You're watching Personal Finance with Coach Kelvin. Let's get into the video. Hey guys, Coach Kelvin here. In today's video, I want to talk to you about what, in my opinion, is the greatest investment you will ever make. Now, with all of the investment videos I've been making and any investment videos you'll find online, it's all about preparing for the future, investing your money so that you can expect returns later on, which, may cover your cost of living to live off later on, etc. We look at having emergency funds. We look at having a property paid off potentially, no debt. And we always are talking about what you can do to maximize the returns on your income to be the most productive. But that's something I want to talk to you about from the perspective of a personal trainer. And what I think is one of the best things you can do for your long-term investing is to actually invest in your health. Okay? So when we look at the long-term effects of poor health habits and doing things very unsafely to our body, such as not exercising, eating convenience foods, poor sleeping habits, etc., this can lead to a lot of medical bills later on in life. My own parents have had themselves the gastric sleeve put on their stomach lining, which are, that's a $20,000 surgery each so that they can then lose that weight later on. Which allows them to, sort of take control of their weight a little bit. So when we look at the medical bills that poor lifestyle and health habits can have later down the track, it's actually quite scary. And by us adopting some really good habits now, we can prevent those bills later on in life. And it means we're also going to have a better quality of life while we work on our investing journey or whatever it is we wish to spend our time doing throughout our lives. So for myself, when I was younger and all the way up until I was 17, I was extremely overweight, okay? As a 17-year-old, I weighed 115 kilos. I had ankles the size of my torso, basically. So when we look at how unhealthy that was, it's putting a lot of pressure on my back, my knees, my ankles. I was extremely unfit, and walking up a flight of stairs would completely fatigue me. I had really bad sleeping habits because my chest was so heavy, so it would cause me to snore, and I honestly just could not do basic tasks easily. So when I was 17, the job I was working at had a few boys that were talking about going to the gym a lot, and one day I was kind of like, "Excuse me, sir, can I come to the gym with you?" And they were more than happy to take me. So from that day forward, I would say I was addicted to the gym, and that self-improvement and bettering myself was probably the best thing I've ever done in terms of an investment of time and resources, because now, 11 years later, I was 17 then and I'm 28 now, I have lost 40 kilos of fat, put on a lot more muscle since then. My body's capable of a lot of really cool things which you can never do back once upon a time, For example, just walking upstairs is child's play now. It's very easy. And I'm potentially not going to have any of those surgeries or really bad health expenses that are linked to poor health habits come up later on, because I've now kicked that. I've changed my lifestyle habits. I eat healthier foods. I've cut out all the soft drinks and energy drinks I used to consume. And as a result, I've stripped a lot of body fat. So what's fantastic about taking the point of view of investing in your future through your health is it's going to improve your quality of life, as I mentioned before. So now little tasks are not so difficult for me. I can ride my bike to work if I wish. I can go for a run. I'm able to play sports with my friends, which was always something I was kind of nervous about doing before, because especially when I was a teenager and a kid, I was so embarrassed that I couldn't run fast. I was so embarrassed that I couldn't climb up a fence like my friends could. And it was extremely daunting to think about, oh my God, how am I going to get into the gym and how will I ever get started? And to be honest, the only way out I felt was available to me was to pay for liposuction or one of those likely surgeries that can lead to weight loss over time. So it's really important that you put your health first. And whilst it's great to have really good investment habits and to use your money efficiently, think about now how being healthy can actually be better for your finances. So let's look at food, for example. So the food we eat, if we're always buying convenience foods, yes, our Subways, McDonald's, Hungry Jacks can be extremely affordable, okay? but you're not getting very good nutrients in. And if I just simply spent a little more time, I could cook a lot of wonderful meals for very little cost, okay? So for example, to make an omelette, all you need is a couple eggs, lots of veggies, which you can saute in a pan, chuck a protein in as well if you want extra on top of those eggs. So you could add some tuna or, some beef mince, something like this. You can add any sort of sauce and voila, you have a beautiful omelette. It took you almost no time. So you haven't used your card to drive there. You haven't had to spend money off your card to then purchase this and go and eat it, because you buy the ingredients when you do your general grocery shop. So while people complain that perhaps cooking costs time, it can save time in other areas, okay? Which is really cool. So we potentially have a food bill saving because we're going to be cooking and preparing our meals. We then are going to know what's going into our food. So we're going to cut out a lot of the bad chemicals and the bad additives that go into container or fast foods, just to preserve it and make it a lot more appealing price-wise, okay? Now, let's look at other potential expenses. If you live close enough to work that you could run, walk, or ride a bike there, and you're looking at developing a healthy habit, you could always look at selling your car, getting rid of it completely, or just using it less often. You could then take one of those alternative methods to get to your job, to work, or to whatever it is you go and do. Riding a bike, running, walking, these are all wonderful things that get us moving. We feel good because we're out breathing in some clean air. We're soaking in some vitamin D from the sun, and we're generally just going to enjoy our life a little more. That morning commute where you're stuck in traffic at a red light for hours thinking, oh, I hate having to do this every day. It's pretty cool when you can ride past that traffic jam on your bike. I must say, I love that. So when we cut out the commuting with a car, and we can use alternative methods that are more physical, not only will we save money, we'll be able to factor in some exercise during a time which is typically used otherwise. And then you can also use that time more productively. You could listen to a podcast in your headphones while you're riding your bike, or you could potentially listen to audiobooks or some music that you love, and it puts you in a feel-good mood. Sitting in traffic, especially in a traffic jam in peak hour, that does not put you in a good mood. I don't know anyone who could tell me that they love doing that, to be honest. Now, that's just another healthy habit we can incorporate into our life, and it's going to save us potentially money now and later on, okay? Because by doing this physical activity cardio-wise, we're going to be able to obviously get a lot fitter, which means our calorie cost to just function normally is going to go up, meaning we'll retain less body fat, and therefore we won't require so much, energy to cool ourselves. When you have a lot of excess body fat, you do run at a fairly hot body temperature, and you'll notice that it's very common for people to just crank the aircon in every workplace they're in while they're in their car on the way to work, etc. But as you lose that body fat, you'll find you don't run so hot, and you can actually relax and cool down just a little bit also. So there are definitely benefits for improving your cardio fitness. Now, when we look at also looking at working out or going to the gym and getting ourselves stronger, this could save you in other ways. For example, if you need to move house and you have access to a trailer, you can lift a lot of those bulkier objects and, start that house move by yourself, and then just get a removalist in for the last few things that you want to tackle, with some help. You're not going to require the assistance of everyone for everything, okay? And therefore the hourly rate you pay for someone else will be less. By being stronger, you're going to prevent injuries because your muscles are going to support your joints a lot better than if they were weak and loose. You're going to be a lot more functional when it comes to doing everyday tasks. So, picking up a bag of dog food and putting it in the back of your car. That could hurt you if you weren't strong, and if you were living a generally sedentary lifestyle, laying on the couch, working in an office, etc. Now, by getting ourselves fitter and stronger, we're most of the time going to develop better posture. We're not going to be slouched and, feeling rubbish all the time. We're going to present better. Therefore, we're going to probably act more confident in our social interactions when we go on dates, when we talk to people who could potentially offer us jobs, in an interview, or when we're trying to create any sort of business or following online, okay? YouTube being an example, or Instagram, etc. So by us presenting well, because we feel better about ourselves, we're going to talk with more confidence, we're going to be articulated, It's all a carry-on effect just from living a healthier life and having healthier habits, okay? So this is another way that getting started on investing in your health right now can pay off down the track. Now, when I was talking about the potential other medical expenses that can pop up later on in life, it's quite sad to know that, you know, people in their 40s are already requiring knee and hip replacements. We don't want to be putting our body under so much stress by, you know, neglecting our health to chase work now, okay? Because working all the time, yes, it's a great way to get ahead and, you know, work on your finances and potentially chase fire early. But if we neglect our health to do so, we might get to that fire goal, but we really don't have much life left in our body, okay? And whilst the life expectancy is generally going to be quite high for the general population, it's going to be really hard to go and enjoy a very active outdoors lifestyle if your knees are busted from working your whole life and never actually getting stronger and fitter, okay? So it's very important to me to try and help other people improve their health, and that's why I'm a personal trainer and why I want to contribute to those around me. I'm always happy to have a chat if anyone has any questions regarding training programs or, you know, getting started, how to approach going to the gym if you're nervous about it. Please drop a comment in the video and, you know, reach out to me and message me as well, because I'm more than happy to help you get started. There's nothing scarier to me than somebody living their whole life not realizing their physical potential, because when that's starting to function well, you'll feel a lot more clarity in your mind, you'll be a lot happier, and you won't feel that anxiety about even getting started, okay? It helps to have someone who is in the same shoes to talk to, and believe me, I've been there. I was so nervous to go to the gym. I used to wear a really baggy t-shirt that was like 6 sizes too big because I thought it hid, you know, what I didn't want people to see. And yeah, it's very, very stressful when you're in those shoes. Man, I'm sweating talking about this. Like, that's how much I care about it, okay? So I want you guys to realize that, you know, the investments you make that affect your future don't just need to be money related. When you look at your health as the main thing that we want to work on, obviously healthy spending and saving and investing habits are very important, but healthy lifestyle habits are going to be the biggest catalyst we have to living an amazing life, especially if and when we reach fire. How great would it be to reach fire in your mid-30s, early 40s, early 50s, and then to be able to still go and do an amazing hike in Nepal, or, you know, go and skydive in the Swiss Alps or something, one of these incredible experiences that exist. And to be physically and mentally healthy, that's going to be the best way to get started, to be able to do that. So the best investment you can make in your future, in my opinion, as a personal trainer, is look after your health. Eat amazing foods. Find a fitness outlet you love and want to do. It could be swimming, it could be CrossFit, it could be strongman, it could be running. Whatever it is that you love and fires you up to do, please go and do it, and find a way to incorporate that into your weekly or daily routine, because there's nothing worse than missing out and thinking a year later, I wish I started back in 2021 in April. Imagine had you got started now, in a year's time, where could you be? Please put your health first. Alright guys, so if you got any value from this video, please like, share and subscribe, and leave a comment. I would love to hear about how you potentially invest in your health and your physical and mental future. Okay, obviously finance is very important, but definitely focus on your health also. Guys, I really look forward to seeing you in the next video.